just a reminder that I have a brand new tutorial this month. It started on July 1, and the easiest way to get this free tutorial is to place an order, okay, with me or in my online store, okay? Hello, Simone. Good to have you. Hi, Nancy. All right, so when you place a minimum $35 order with me or in the online store, I will send this to you and it will be in your inbox, okay? And it takes me about 12 to 24 hours to get it there, okay? So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that when you do place a minimum $35 order, you earn 1 B. And ladies, when you've earned 10 Bs, you get to select $35 in free product. And we usually do that at the end of the month. I usually send an email to remind you. And one other announcement that I don't have the flyer for, it's about bonus days. And this is offered by our company, Stampin' Up. And during the month of July, when you place an order of $50, you will earn a $5 bonus coupon, okay? And so with that bonus coupon, you can redeem it next month, okay? So for every $50 you spend, you earn a $5 bonus coupon, all right? Hello, Joanne. So glad you could join us tonight. And then my last announcement is about Paper Pumpkin. Now, if you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, this just might be your month to try it, okay? So definitely give it some thought. You do need to subscribe, and here is my subscription URL address. It's pretty long, but you do need to subscribe by this Friday in order to get the July kit. Now, the July kit has it's a 3D kit this month. It's all about fireworks, fireflies, and Ferris wheels, and we'll be making some of these adorable luminaries. Now, for those of you who love cards, that's what you really want to make, you can add on a card kit, and there are 24 cards and envelopes for $10. So you cannot beat that. You do need to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in order to order the cards, okay? So keep that in mind. Your deadline's this Friday, July 10th. Any questions, just message me and I can help you with it. I can also send you my Paper Pumpkin link so that you can subscribe under me, okay? So that's the announcements. And by the way, anyone notice my grid paper, my beautiful grid paper? It's our 5 new in colors. It's Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, and Cinnamon Cider. And you can purchase this grid paper in my online store. So when you visit the store, it'll give you the item number, and certainly if you need me to look that up for you, I can. And it is reversible, and it's identical on the opposite side, okay? The same thing. So you've got 2 sides, all right? Now, if you are placing an order this evening or this week, you're going to want to use this hostess code, okay? And that will let me know that you have been watching Facebook Live. Hello, Carol. Welcome. All right. Yeah, the grid paper is super fun. I am loving the grid paper. All right, ladies, let's get started. Let's start with the suite, and then I'll show you the cards that we're making tonight, okay? I know, did everybody see the jar down here with the sunflowers? Isn't this awesome? One of our stamp sets. On page 122, we are going to be working with this suite tonight, and it's called In Good Taste. And so you can see right over here, it looks like 5 card samples right here. And there are also 2 card samples here, okay? Now here at the bottom of page 123, you're going to notice the designer paper. It's called In Good Taste. And these are the coordinating colors, ladies. Petal Pink, Early Espresso, Night of Navy, Berry Vanilla, Smoky Slate, Gray Granite, and Basic Gray, all right? So it's really easy to make cards with this suite. You just combine, beautiful layers and rich textures, and then add your favorite colors to it. And then on the very next page, you are going to see the stamp set, and the bundle is right up here, and it shows you the dies. They're called the Tasteful Labels dies, and I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes. But notice this area is shaded, and this one is shaded, and that means that there are dies that coordinate with these stamped greetings, okay? So now we'll get a closer look, and I'm going to show you what everything looks like in person, all right? And Laura has a great question. She is wondering if it's inches on one side and the metric on the other, and that's a good question, and she is right. On this side, we've got inches, ladies, all right? And then on this side, we've got the metric, okay? All right, so one side's inches, and I've got mine on the metric tonight, and I didn't even know that, Laura, so thank you for asking that question. Good thinking. Okay, so let me move the catalog, and this is the stamp set right here. So it's got some great greetings, and then it has some wonderful images too. These are the dies. It's called Tasteful Labels dies, and there are 10 in the collection, and they do coordinate with the stamp set. And look at all the different shapes and sizes. I think you could probably use this with every stamp set in our new catalog. Hi, Lee, welcome. I'm going to show you one thing from the catalog that you may not realize. Throughout our book, now let me see if I can find it. Throughout the annual catalog, you're going to notice there's one shape, if I can find it. Let's see, hang tight. Okay, so do you see this shape right here? You're going to notice this throughout the annual catalog, and it's this die right here, okay? So I think that's kind of cool how they incorporated the images and the shapes in the annual catalog. All right, let's look at these shapes, okay? Let's see what they look like when they're cut out with cardstock. Here they are, okay? So here are the 10 labels, the 10 different shapes. What's nice about it is some of these shapes are stitched. This one is stitched here. This is a stitched banner. This one is stitched, and this banner is stitched, all right? And sometimes that's hard to see. And this outer circle here has stitching around it, okay? They can just be really tough to see on the camera. Now, this resource page right here will be on my blog Friday right under the video, okay? So if you would like this reference tool, you'll find it on Friday on my blog. I will remind you on Friday on Facebook, okay? All right, I'm gonna move a few things out of the way because I'm gonna show you some designer paper, okay? But actually, before I do that, I just thought of something else that I wanna show you. Now this you may want a screenshot of, okay? So I'm gonna lay this out for you, and I'm gonna put it about right here, and you can, I'm gonna move my Be Creative sign. Where can I move it? I'll just take it off for now, okay? So what I'm showing you here is there are all kinds of different ways to layer these labels. And so you'll see some of them here. I've taken the banner and I put it over this Just Jade shape. And you'll see that I've taken all of the shapes that are in the Tasteful Labels dies and I've layered them in different ways. So I'm gonna let you grab a screenshot of that, okay? And if you don't know how to do a screenshot, I'm not sure I can, teach you how to do that, but I'll also take a photo of this and put it on my Facebook page and my blog, okay? But sometimes I think this is helpful to see what the shapes look like and see how you can label them and use them on different cards and different projects. So I'll give you a few minutes to do that. Hi, Chris, welcome. If anyone is brand new this evening, please say hello to us and let us know where you're from. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm so glad you like the layer reference. Yeah, this will be available to you on my Facebook page and blog by Friday, okay? All right. So I think it's kind of fun. I just cut out a bunch of different shapes and I just started layering them to see how they would look. So lots of options here for you, okay? All right, I'm going to remove this if that is okay. All right, and I'll bring my Be Creative sign back in. And now I can show you the designer paper. Okay, now this designer paper, there's tons of it in the package, okay? So I'm gonna refer to my designer paper in the catalog so that I tell you correctly, and I'll tell you what page you can find the designer paper on. It's going to be page 148, okay? So your annual catalog, 148, it's right here at the bottom. Now you can see all of these designs. This is a huge pack of designer paper, and what I mean by that is it's more than 12 sheets in the package, okay? There are, let's see, 24 sheets. 24 sheets of this paper. And so it's quite the assortment. You get 2 each of 12 double-sided designs. It tells you the coordinating colors and it tells you what it coordinates with, okay? Now this package runs a little bit more, all right? It's $21, and that's because it's got twice as much paper in it than our standard designer paper packages, okay? Now I get to show you the paper. Okay, so here's one of the sheets right here, and then I'm gonna flip it over, and then we've got these little shapes here. Kind of looks like a honeycomb pattern, doesn't it? This sheet, it actually looks like tweed, and then if you flip it over, we've got bricks. Isn't this pretty? Has anyone purchased this yet? Does anybody have this in their collection yet? Here is another hardwood paper. And then if you flip this one over, you can see here we've got the Rococo Rose in it. And it kind of looks like plaster. So that's this page. Hi, Carol, welcome. And this, oh, here's a different one. This one is a lighter tone, and look what's on the back. We've got Night of Navy in a geometric pattern. Here, we've got gray. And then on this side, we have some smaller stones. I wish I knew the names of like all these rocks and stuff. It's pretty cool. All right. Now here is another piece. As you can tell, there are lots of wood grain textures on these papers. Look at this side. Laura, I'm glad this is on your list, and I'm hoping by tonight it'll be on your order because I think you're going to be really happy with it. All right, this is actually the very same piece, okay? This is a hard one to display because there's so much paper. This is Rococo Rose. See that? You can also use Petal Pink. And then if you flip it over, look at this design. Hi, Virginia, welcome. Now this looks like plaster or a messy canvas, okay? And if you flip this one over, look at this wood. Now this one is kind of one of my favorites because it's got like the Night of Navy swirled in it. So I love that. And then look at this side. So, and these bricks look like they want to pop off the page. It's almost three-dimensional looking. And then we've got this wood grain here, and if we flip it over, we've got this, okay? And this looks like fabric. And we've got another one that kind of resembles tweed. Looks like there's a bit of blue in it. And then if you flip it over, we have these mosaics in Night of Navy. And here's the last one here, okay? It's a really light natural wood, and on the opposite side we have these stones. So remember, there are 24 sheets of paper in this package. It's twice as much, okay? Which makes the price a little bit more, which is $21, okay? But 12 different designs. Yes, reminds me of picking out flooring. It does remind me of picking out flooring. Now, you may have noticed on my blog this week or on my Facebook page, I've been taking pictures. This has been my background. So you may have noticed today or yesterday or Monday, I took a picture of this card and it was laying on one of these wood grains. So that's how I've been doing my pictures this week. So that's been kind of fun. All right. So there are just a couple more things in this suite, okay, that I do want to show you. This is an embossing folder, and this has a tweed texture, and I think it's called, actually I'm not sure what it's called, Tasteful Textures 3D, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's in the catalog. But we're going to be using this tonight, and I'm going to show you how to make the sandwich for the big shot, okay? And then the last piece to this suite are the natural elements, okay? So I'm going to show you these. These all pop out, okay? And these can embellish your cards. Here's another one, and as you can tell, I have been using them, all right? So you get like 5 of these, and then you get 4 of this size, and then 3 smaller ones. And they're just tons in the package, okay? So, and you're gonna see some cards with this on it tonight, all right? So now I'm gonna show you the cards, and you know, ladies, I forget this every week. I need to introduce myself just in case we have a new friend tonight, okay? Hopefully we have some new fans tonight. My name is Tammy Shia, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I've been a demonstrator for 12 years. And every time a new catalog comes out, I get super excited, and it's like Christmas morning. So it makes this job really fun. So we're happy to have you. Hi, Pam, welcome. Anyone joining us tonight, say hello and tell us where you're from. It's always fun to see where everybody is from. I'm going to show you some samples now, okay, of different cards that I've made. You're going to see pictures of all these cards on Facebook this week and on my blog, okay? So you don't want to, miss a day of that. And by the way, my blog address is www.becreativestamping.com, and I post every day. And I post a different card idea. I also post Stampin' Up! Promotions, okay? So I try and keep you in the know with my blog, all right? Well, this was one of the first cards that I made, and this inspiration came to me early in the morning. And it's funny, a lot of times that's when I have inspiration for cards. I kind of wake up and I start thinking about a certain stamp set and I'm like, what could I do with that? And this popped into my head. Super, super simple card. It was on my blog yesterday and it was on my Facebook page yesterday. This is how I created this card. I stamped this feather first. Okay, and I didn't measure where the middle was. I just kind of eyed it, and I did that one first, and then I inked the feather image again, and then I stamped it over here to the left, inked again, and then stamped one on the right, okay? And you're going to notice that designer paper. It's one of the papers that's in this suite, okay? So you're going to see a lot of the paper tonight actually on the cards. And do you notice this shape? This is from the Tasteful Labels dies. So the super simple card, took very little time to make. And honestly, I think sometimes we need simple cards, don't we? Sometimes we need a quick card. And this would be a great go-to one. And it's a good card design too. Okay. Now my next one is a little more involved. It hasn't been put on my blog yet, but it will be tomorrow or Friday. Thanks, Carol. I'm glad you like the cards. Now I will tell you that I have been on Pinterest and I have been copying all kinds of ideas. There's a ton on Pinterest. So if you type in Tasteful Texture Stamp Set, you're going to get all kinds of beautiful images come up. You can even type in good taste, sweet, Stampin' Up, and you'll get some nice cards that come up, okay? So this card actually is from a demonstrator, and her name is Christy Gray. And so I pretty much copied her card. I just really, really liked it. So it's okay to copy and share. So you're going to notice on this card that I have one designer paper up here and a different one down here. So they're two different designer papers, okay? Then you're going to notice that I actually stamped right on the bricks. And my husband just chimed in. He said the card is so simple, even he could make it. Very funny, Tom. Okay, now as far as stamping is concerned, I did stamp this flower 3 times, okay? Now I inked the stamped flower in black Memento ink, okay? And then I actually took the Stampin' Blends and I used Petal Pink Stampin' Blends, and I believe I used a little Calypso Coral, okay? So you're going to see there that I did some shading and I was able to color the flowers. Now, you'll also notice some greenery in Mossy Meadow. And can you guess where this greenery came from? If you're thinking about it, it came from Forever Greenery. It came from the Flourishing dies, okay? Forever Flourishing dies. That's where these different images came from, these die cuts, okay? Now, of course, see the wood elements? I added these as well, and I added them with glue dots, and I'll show you how to do that tonight, okay? But be looking for that on my blog. Then I have another card. I had to look on the back to see who the demonstrator was. This card was created by Helen Reed, and I believe, I know she's not in the US. I want to say Australia, but I could be wrong. Thank you, Simone. I am so glad you're here tonight and that you like the videos. Thank you so much. It really makes me feel good. So Helen created this card and I just really, really liked it. So you're going to notice 2 different designer papers right here and here, okay? And then look at all the images that I've used that are actually in the stamp set. And then this color here is Petal Pink, all right? And I'm trying to remember what I stamped this in. I'm gonna say soft suede is the ink that I used for this, all right? So there you go, there's that card. Okay, so now we're getting to one of the cards that we're gonna make tonight. This one is cased from the catalog, all right? And I'm gonna switch over so you can see it. This picture is from the catalog. Do you see that card right in the middle? And the card base is Rococo Rose. So that is what I cased. It was a super fun card to make. So this one is in the Rococo Rose. And then I also created one in Seaside Spray. And I did, you know, of course I did one in portrait and I did one in landscape, just so you can get an idea of what the cards look like in different positions. So that's another thing when you're making a card. You could create it both ways, all right? So we're gonna make this one tonight. I'm just gonna put it over here for now. And then we also get to create this one tonight. Hi, Teresa, welcome. And so this one right here, we will be creating. Do you see the texture? This is from the embossing folder, all right? So I'm gonna show you how to do that. This is Moonlight, Misty Moonlight, and this is in Rococo Rose. And this one is in Petal Pink, and this is my least favorite. I don't know why, but it just didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. So I'm not very happy with it, and you won't see it on my blog this week, but you get to see it in person. This is the Petal Pink cardstock, and then of course the designer paper, all right? So those are the 3 cards here, all right? Right there. Hey Linda, welcome. Good to have you tonight. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. And why don't we start with the one that is in the catalog, okay? Tina, I'm so glad you like all the cards. Definitely go to Pinterest, ladies. There were about 25 cards that I really wanted to make, okay? I just can't find the time to make them all, but they were all really, really pretty. And by the way, and I don't know if I don't think I told you this. On this card, I did fussy cut the flowers out, which means I took my paper snips and I cut them out by hand, okay? There isn't a die cut for any of the stamped images, all right? Just for words. Okay, so to get started with this one, I'm actually gonna do it in another color. And we're going to create it in Misty Moonlight, which is one of our brand new in colors. So I'm starting with just a standard card base, 5.5 by 8.5, all right? And there are 2 ways, ladies, that you can create this card. You can cut out the centerpiece first and then do all your stamping, or you can stamp and then do your cutout. And I've created it both ways, and I will tell you, it really doesn't matter, okay? So I think for fun, I'm just gonna stamp before I do any cutting. And again, I'm using Misty Moonlight ink, which is one of our beautiful new in colors. And then I'm also using the flower that's in the stamp set. And what we're going to do with our flower is we're going to create a background, all right? Just with this one flower. Okay, so that's what I'm doing now. I know, I love Misty Moonlight too, Margaret. I love them all. They're just such awesome, awesome colors this year. So as you can see, I'm just kind of randomly stamping, okay? Because remember, it is a background. I'll put one there. And I'll put one there, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna kind of sneak one in right there. And I'm gonna sneak some petals in, just some petals. It's going sideways, but remember, this is our background, okay? And I'll even put a little line down there. And that's our background. So you can use this stamp set for your background images. Now, I am actually going to bring in the big shot tonight, okay? And I'm going to do that 2 times. First with this card, and then the second time I bring in the big shot, it'll be for the second card, okay? And I'm going to turn it so that this handle is by me, and I'm going to zoom out. All right, and remember, my table's probably going to shake a little. All right, and so this right here is the card base, and I need to get the hole in there, all right? So what I'll do is I'm going to move this here. All right, so let's talk platform. We've got the magnetic platform, and we have a cutting pad. And then I'm actually going to open this because if I keep it closed, I'm going to cut through the entire card, all right? And we don't want to do that. And then I am using this shape right here, all right? And let's see. And I'm just going to center this. I'm just eyeing it. I'm not going to measure. When I started stamping about 14 years ago, I used to measure everything. And then one day I just gave up on it. I'm like, you know what? It's handmade. It's not made in China, right? This is a handmade card. All right. And so that should have cut through, which it did. All right. So there it is. And then we have this piece left, all right, which you could probably put on another card. Okay, I'm gonna move the big shot. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our designer paper, okay, and I'm gonna use this one because it has the blue in it, and I'm using Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to put it inside, okay? And I'm actually going to attach it to the inside front cover, just like that, okay? I could put it here, but I'm gonna do it this way, and then I still have plenty of room to write something, all right? Now, I'm going to use my glue dots here, and I'm just going to put a glue dot in each corner, okay? And one more. All right. And then I'm just going to center this on the inside front, okay? Just like that. All right, so that's my card so far. I'm gonna zoom in for you ladies so you can see a little bit better now. And now we're going to add a greeting. And we're going to add this greeting right. We're going to use this die, okay? I've already taken the time to cut that one out. And then I'm actually gonna go a little bit darker on the greeting, and I'm gonna use Night of Navy. And we're going to use Just Saying Hello, which is a part of the Tasteful Touches stamp set. All right. And I do need to turn it this way in order to get everything to fit in there. Okay, now if you're at home, you can certainly stamp your Whisper White cardstock first and then die cut it, okay? But I like to save us a little bit of time. Now here's where we're going to add the greeting. Thank you, Mary Kay. I mean, honestly, it's a simple card. And don't we need simple, ladies? Hey, Liz, welcome. Good to have you tonight. Sometimes we just need simple. All right, so I did pop that up, and then I'm gonna kind of put it right over here Feel like I'm going a little crooked. All right. And so that's my greeting. All right. Oh, good question, Margaret. Do I always put white cardstock in the card to write on? I usually do, Margaret, especially when it's a dark cardstock color. I definitely will put the Whisper White or Very Vanilla in it, okay? So that's a good question. So most of the time. Now, if it's a Whisper White card base, then I don't need to do anything to the inside, okay? All right, now this card, ladies, is gonna go home with someone tonight, okay? And so you need to be sure that you comment this evening so that your comment is in, so that you are in the drawing. I'm going to use our Take Your Pick tool, and I am going to very gently pop this out, okay? And I'll warn you, this particular one, this particular shape loves to break, so be super careful. It has some beautiful detail, and it's called In Good Taste Elements, and you'll find it with all of the embellishments, okay? All right, so we're gonna go back and grab these glue dots, and I'm going to sit this embellishment right on top that glue dot. And I'm gonna be super careful because if I push too hard, I am going to break the wood, okay? All right, so it has come up, so now that we can position this, and I will put that one about right there. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in a little. All right, and now let's go ahead and do another one. Again, we're gonna very gently pop these out, okay? See if I can get that one out. I'm just trying to be careful just so that I don't break the wood. All right, and then we'll add a glue dot. And let's just go ahead and add another one up here. Okay, and now we have two. And we're gonna do the very same thing at the bottom. If I have any left, I have really been using these. So let me see what I have here. There are some more left. You know, we could even do, should we do something different? We could even do, let's put one of these on here, okay? This is the smaller leaf, okay? All right. And then I'm gonna just tuck that one right under there, okay? But I think it needs another one. One is just not gonna be enough. And so we'll add one more. All right. And this time I'm gonna try and get that under there. There we go. And now, ladies, this is our card. How easy is that? Isn't that pretty? I would love to do a card just like this for all the Stampin' Up! Colors. I think this would turn out very nicely with all of our colors. I really do. It's just super pretty. And so this, ladies, I cased from the catalog, and casing, C-A-S-E, C is copy, A is and, S is share, and E is everything. So casing and sharing everything, all right? So just in case you didn't know that. All right, so that is our first card, and some lucky winner is gonna have it, so make sure to comment. I'm so glad everybody likes it, and it took, what, maybe 5 minutes? This is a card that you could mass produce. You could make 10 of these in no time at all, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, now let's go on over to our next card, and you know what? We're creating this card in Misty Moonlight as well. I didn't really plan it that way, it just kind of happened, okay? So get a good look at this card. I'm gonna grab a sip of water and we'll get started. Okay. All right, so to get started with this card, you're actually going to want a Whisper White card base. Now, if you all have been stamping with me for a while, then you know when I have a Whisper White card base, I like to use the thick Whisper White cardstock, okay? And so this is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4, and that's our card base, okay? So our next measurement is going to be the designer paper, okay? And so this measurement is 1 inch by 5.5 inches, okay? And that will go right along here, okay? All right, so that's that piece. And then your Misty Moonlight piece is right here. Now let me give you the measurements on this one because it's not going to cover the front of the card base, okay? It's going to actually cover 3.5 inches. So that's 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches, okay? Now this is where the fun begins because we're going to add this texture, and this embossing folder is one of the products in the suite. And we're actually going to start with the embossing folder, and we're going to insert the cardstock right there. Now, I believe this is a 3D embossing folder. Let me just look real quick. If I can find it again, let's see. I need to go to page 122. And it is a 3D embossing folder. So that's important to know because that means this embossing folder is thicker than our standard embossing folder, okay? So that means the sandwich is gonna be a bit different, all right? So I'm gonna bring in the Big Shot, all right? And I'm going to remove the magnetic platform. I am going to bring in the Big Shot platform, okay, that came with the Big Shot. Now, if you have had your Big Shot a while, then when you purchased your Big Shot, you may have received a white platform with tabs. So if you have the tabs, you would open up to tab 1, okay? Just open it one time, okay? And it'll be the same thickness as this one, all right? So let's see. Paper's in here along with the embossing folder. I want to place this folded edge so that it goes through the Big Shot first, okay? And then I'm actually going to add the 3D embossing folder, okay? And that should give me enough thickness. Yeah, that'll give me enough thickness that it will give me a really good impression on the paper. Sorry for the shaking. Okay. So now we're gonna bring this out and you can get a good look at that texture. Isn't that awesome? It's subtle, but it's really, really pretty. All right, so that's definitely, this embossing folder would be an awesome one to have. Now, we're gonna do something fun. I'm bringing in the Misty Moonlight ink, and I'm bringing in a sponge brayer, okay? And I'm inking the brayer using the ink pad, okay? And then I'm going to roll over my cardstock, okay? Now just keep rubbing. I'm trying to bring out that texture without too many lines, okay? And so that's kind of why I'm rolling forward and backward, okay? All right. Now, you may be asking, why didn't you put the ink inside the embossing folder, okay? And that is a good question. So for those of you who have never done this technique, you can also take your embossing folder and you can ink the inside of the folder, put your paper in, and then roll it through the Big Shot. I did it that way, and I also did it this way, and I preferred this. I thought I got just more of an impression by using the brayer this way. So that's why, I mean, I actually did both, but I liked this one the best. Okay. All right, and I think I'm about done here. I'm even gonna go sideways because I'm just trying to get rid of the lines. And trying not to get too much ink on my fingers as well. All right, so that's the Misty Moonlight. Now this card would be beautiful in Night of Navy and Rococo Rose. Gosh, just about any color, all right? So now we're ready to put our card together. And so we're actually gonna start with this strip of designer paper, all right? So I'm gonna bring out my Stampin' Seal, all right? And I'm gonna run my Stampin' Seal down the side of the paper. Okay, so I've done that on both ends. And now I am going to add this to the very edge of the card base. Okay, so right along there, all right? That's where you're gonna put that. Now you ladies are being really quiet right now, so let me know that you're still out there, okay? And that everything is going well. Now I'm going to add our embossed paper, all right? And how many of you have tried Stampin' Seal? I'm getting more and more used to it, and I am enjoying it. So I hope you all will think, will think the same, okay? And consider buying some just to give it a try. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm just adding this to the card base, okay? And there it is. All right, so this is the card base right here. I still see a few lines there, but it does take practice, okay? Yes, Linda, and taking notes, right, Linda? Hey, Becky, welcome. And taking notes profusely, I'm sure. Oh, and Barry's watching too. Liz, Tom was watching earlier. He did leave me a few comments. Oh, gosh. All right, so now I'm gonna bring in this die cut label, all right? And I'm gonna stamp again in the Night of Navy, all right? I can't believe that both of my cards ended up being blue tonight, so anyway. Oh, so you prefer the Stampin' Seal Plus. And Jennifer, a lot of people have said that. And I gotta say, I like Stampin' Seal Plus a lot. And it's great for 3D stuff too. It really is. All right, I'm gonna just stamp this right in the center. All right. And certainly, if you were at home, you can stamp your Whisper White cardstock first, and then you can die cut it, okay? All right. And let's see, now we need a feather, and we are gonna stamp the feather in Misty Moonlight, all right? Thank you so much for commenting so that your name can be in the drawing. I'm giving away the card that I'm making right now. So hopefully you'll stay tuned, stay till the end so you can find out who the winner is. Now I've inked the feather, but I'm gonna stamp off, okay? And then I'm gonna just stamp the top. I'm gonna stamp the bottom as well, stamping off. And then that is my greeting. Isn't that pretty? What a beautiful feather. Lots of detail in that feather. All right, so we're gonna add this to our card base. And yes, we're gonna pop it up. All right. And ladies, don't forget about the Stampin' Up! Promotion, that when you do purchase product in the amount of $50, or for every $50 purchased, you earn a $5 bonus coupon, and you can redeem that next month in August, okay? So don't forget about that. All right, so that's our card, and here's the other card, and they're both in Misty Moonlight tonight. All right, whoa, I really zoomed in that time, didn't I? I'll try and zoom out a bit. Okay, doesn't really want to zoom out. There we go. All right. So those are the two cards. Oh, thank you, Nancy. All right, I'm going to zoom all the way out. All right. And I am going to show you, and you've already seen it, but just in case you're just joining us and you didn't see it earlier, these are the different layers that I have created using the dies, all right?